One community gathers for strength and support while another searches for the critical clues behind this deadly crash.
First time that we've ever seen something like this happen with so many confirmed dead at one time. It doesn't happen often.
13 church members killed while headed home from their annual choir retreat.
Our priority as a church in these days is to care for our families who've lost a loved one in this accident.
New details from police, the call they received minutes before a young man collided with the bus and...
Any idea how fast these vehicles were going?
We're live at the crash site investigating traffic concerns on this two-lane highway. New developments in the bus crash tragedy now on Eyewitness News. And we now know law enforcement officials received calls about a person in a white pickup truck driving erratically shortly before yesterday's crash.
So according to the Associated Press, the first call came in around noon, and 30 minutes later, Uvalde deputies say the same caller called back to report the crash. The identities of the 13 people killed in that bus accident in Uvalde County have now been released.
Most of the victims were in their 80s and from New Braunfels. Eyewitness News reporter Priya Sridhar joins us now with more. And Priya, it's even more heartbreaking as we learn more about who these victims were.
That's right, Jeff. Sarah, many of them were grandparents and parents. Some of them were retired, and all of them were members of the First Baptist Church.
2 p.m. Wednesday, a pickup truck and a bus collided near Garner State Park. 13 people were killed. All of them were passengers on the bus and members of the First Baptist Church in New Braunfels. 2 survived, including 20-year-old Jack Dylan Young of Lakey, the driver of that pickup truck, and 64-year-old Rosemary Harris, one of the passengers. Young is in serious condition, and Harris is in fair condition.
We love her. We're praying for her. And fully hope and expect that we will see her beautiful smiling face back in our choir very soon.
NTSB is still investigating the exact cause of the crash. Today, law enforcement officials told the Associated Press that officials in 2 Texas counties say they received phone calls about a person in a white pickup truck driving erratically in that area before the crash. The pastor of First Baptist Church spoke out today about the victims.
There's the hard reality of we won't see those faces walking in the door, and being able to greet them and shake hands and hug them. And
now, funeral arrangements for Addie Schmelkoff and Sue Tisdale are underway. You can find details on that on our website, KENS5.com. Reporting live, Priya Sridhar, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.
All right, thank you, Priya. Well, the stretch of Highway 83 in Uvalde County where the crash happened is actually a small 2-lane road.
Eyewitness News reporter Andrea Martinez is live for us this afternoon near Concan, taking a closer look at that section of State Highway that turned so deadly. Andrea?
Yeah, you know, we've been out here waiting for more information from the National Transportation and Safety Board. We have not heard much, but what we do know is a spokesperson told me earlier that their investigators have been out here since early this morning. Right now, they're just looking into the facts. So they're looking at, documenting the roadways, looking at the vehicles and the maintenance records of those vehicles, and they're looking into the medical records of both of those drivers, the weather. So they're looking at all kinds of factors here. Now take a look at video of the road here. The speed limit, as we told you earlier, is about 60 to 70 miles an hour here on this stretch of road. Now this is hill country, so it's windy, it's a 2-lane road, but people who live in the area say there's really nothing too out of the ordinary about it.
Plenty of signage, it's smooth, it's not really much of a problem.
I don't have a problem with the safety as far as the road as much as I do the people. I'm a little curious with this van here why it didn't kill the driver of the truck and killed everybody in the van almost.
Yeah, and those are some of the same questions we're still waiting to get answers to as well. Right now, there's just a lot of speculation as to what exactly went wrong here on this stretch of road. 13 people dead, and that's what we want to know. We want to know why. Until then, we're just going to have to wait again for more information from the NTSB. Until then, reporting live in Concan, Andrea Martinez, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Andrea, for that report. As you can imagine, grief counselors say they will be on hand at First Baptist Church in New Braunfels for the rest of the week. Pastor Brad McLean is asking everyone to come together during this difficult time.
We won't see those faces walking in the door. And being able to greet them and shake hands and hug them and see some out of that group who served in our kitchen on Wednesday nights. And so it's those, I think it's the everyday interaction and relationship that has been built that, those are the things that really will affect us, a week from now, a month from now, a year from now.
And Pastor McLean added that, of course, his church will do everything they can to help those families, especially now as they begin to plan memorial services. Sarah?
Well, Jeff, the only bus passenger to survive the crash is 64-year-old Rosemary Harris of New Braunfels. She's being treated at SAMC and is in fair condition. The truck driver, 20-year-old Jack Young, is in serious condition. Another bus passenger, 84-year-old Addie Schmeltikoff, was flown to University Hospital, where, as we have reported, she died from her injuries. Family members of Addie say she was always cheerful and optimistic.
I'm so sorry for the immediate family of the kids and grandkids and etc. Everybody's going to miss her. They're big, loving, nice family. And she's going to be so missed. Heaven is blessed to have her.
Now, we've learned that the truck driver, Jack Dylan Young, is from the Leakey area. People in that area did not say much about the 20-year-old today when we asked. Eyewitness News reporter Sue Kalberg found his family home, but nobody answered the door. Leakey superintendent says not everyone knows the driver personally, but the people do care deeply about the victims.
A vigil will be taking place at 7 o'clock tonight to remember the victims. It'll be held in the parking lot of the First Baptist Church in New Braunfels.
We will continue to have team coverage on this tragedy tonight, of course, on Eyewitness News at 10 and on the KENS 5 app and on KENS5.com.